pretty much what I do this for a living now. I was able to quit my full-time job like 3 years ago. Thank you. So I don't know how to take that because there was a delay. There was like a 5-second pause. Well, you were kind of stunned by it. Then you're like, well, we should clap for him. It's... Nobody likes an I told you so let's just clap for the guy. It's the same reaction that my family gave me. It was the same, oh. Because I had very good jobs. I've had careers. I was a teacher. Are there any teachers here? Oh, that's awesome. I taught elementary school. I taught kindergarten back on Long Island. That was my first teaching job, which was hard because at that time, I didn't even know what a 5-year-old was. I remember driving to school my first day. I called my mother from the car. I was like, Ma, kindergarten first day. Like, they pee in their pants, they do calculus. Like, what am I looking at? I have no... So here's what was the weirder part of that. My job before that, I used to be a drug counselor. I did that for 6 years. And I worked in Attica prison. I don't know if you ever heard of Attica. Very famous, big prison. Attica, very big, yeah. Yeah. That was 19... It hasn't gotten any better, by the way. So I worked in Attica prison. So I went from Attica State Prison to kindergarten on the mean streets of Plainview, Long Island. And I was way more scared of those little kids than I ever was in Attica. Because the kids were weird. I didn't know how to interact with them. I'm going to give you an example. I had a little Asian girl in my class. Her name was Miki. Miki didn't speak or understand English. And the kids loved her. They would pet her all day long. They were always petting her. And I said, boys and girls, I know Miki's your friend. But you don't know how to pet Miki. Miki's not a doll. And they all started chanting, like 30 of them. They were like, Miki's not a doll. Miki's not a doll. And I'm like, whoa, this kind of children or corn stuff is this? This is weird. I started planning an escape to get out of the room. I'm like, if I kick that little redhead one in the chest, I can get to that door. Like, if the kids had to use the bathroom, he'd come over, he'd tug on my pants. He'd be like, Mr. Z, I gotta go potty. I'd be like, well, you gotta get a buddy. That's the way. That's a big deal being the buddy. There's now 30 kids in the room with their hand up begging to be the buddy. And this one kid, I've given him all the power. So now he's just working the room, deciding. So he picks his little buddy, they go to the bathroom. Like 30 minutes has gone by, they've never come back. So I gotta form a little search party. I could be like, oh, you, get a buddy, go find the other 2. Now I'm down 4 kids. You were a teacher, what would you do at that point? Send 2 more out, cut your losses at 4, call it a day? Now look, I didn't quit because of the kids. I quit because of the parents. Oh, they drove me crazy. They were in my room every day. I'm gonna give you an example. I had a kid, Eric. Eric was very smart. He was reading and writing on a 2nd grade level. His mom was in my room every day. She's like, I don't think he's being challenged. He's not getting enough homework. What about geography? Shouldn't he be learning geography? Finally, I was like, look, Eric pooped in his pants twice this week. I'm like, here's a map of the school. Why don't you show him where the bathrooms are? That's... I envy people who love their jobs. I think it's great. I've never had that. I've hated all my jobs. Any of you guys like your jobs? Wow, you're a lucky group of people. Like, I have a friend who works in a cubicle. He sits in there all day and shuffles papers, and he loves it. He tells me if he won the lottery, he'd keep his job and continue to work. I'm like, really? I found $20 in my pants pocket that I forgot I had. I called in sick that day.